Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the Rising Stars High School Football Podcast. What's good, everybody? Glad to be back. My name is Derek Denham, and as always, I have my esteemed host, Mr. Reggie Booby. Wins, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
What up, though? What up, though? And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank God for another day in this world, man.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it. Again, rough week, but we here. We blessed.
Right.
And we back and better than ever. And we're going to have a great show, man.
Well, we're going to give you a lot of information talking about this recruiting, man, and give you guys some tidbits on this recruiting visits and tell you what I'm learning. We're going to bring in DGA from Tennessee, Nashville. It's going to talk about their recruiting. And also, what's a good recruiting visit? What's a bullshit recruiting visit? Because we need to know so I can inform you guys what I've been experiencing in the last 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we see what happened.
And then also we have Mr. Hubert Payne. Hubert is a mental awareness coach. He's doing his thing. He's giving back. He's focusing on the other side of football. So many times we focus on the physical side. But Hubert having played at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, he's played in Tennessee as well. Played running back, I think.
Saginaw Valley.
Yeah, Saginaw Valley. So we're going to have Mr. Hubert Payne on the show with us, and we're glad to have him. And like you said, we got DDG coming on, DGA coming on, and he's a friend of the show, Reg.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've had him on, and we're glad to have him back. Let's get into it, man.
I'm ready, baby.
Let's do it.
Shoot
So
me.
first thing we want to talk about, Virginia, Florida State, man.
Man, the transfer portal, man, creates a difference.
Sure.
Virginia would never beat Florida State.
Well, I'll push back on that a little bit because Florida State, up to this year, they were struggling. They were struggling. It wasn't the Florida State that we all know and love. And, they had a few quarterbacks come and go. But like you said, Reds, with that portal, man, they was balling this year. And to get upset by Virginia, that lets you know, like you said, the state of college football.
It changed. And the transfer portal changed. Shit, $1.5 million to a player to play football.
Wow.
Whoever paying, I'm staying. You know what I mean? So that's the shit about, man. It's bananas, man. And it's just destroying our game, man. My kids should get paid. I always say that, but come on, man.
Well, one thing is creating, Reg, is creating parity
Mm-hmm.
in college football. You're no longer going to see, the Alabamas and Georgias dominating like they once did. You see that from last night, seeing Alabama. No one would have took Alabama against Georgia, this year. So,
I'm just
I'm just
Alabama.
saying.
I don't know. I may would have took them because they still been playing. They still well coached.
They lost the week prior.
Yeah, they did.
I'm saying they're not the Alabama.
That's
Nick
right.
Saban.
That's right. Like I said, Florida State, same thing.
Same thing. Because Florida State, they beat what was that big upset they had? Was it Miami? Who did they beat?
No, they ain't beat
Not
Miami.
Miami, but
I'm not for sure Florida State, but
I'll look it up. But they had a great opening victory this year, and everybody's like, Florida State is back. They got the quarterback. So yeah, but like you said, with parity that we have now with the transfer portal, I don't want to say it's destroying football. I just think it's creating a level playing ground that we've never seen before.
But is it creating a level playing ground? I mean, think about it. What university can pay a player $10.5 million
That is true.
besides the Power Four?
That is true.
There's not nobody paying on 10.5, $8 million.
Well, when I say level playing field, I'm saying in the Power Five, Power Four, conference. So the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Oregons, the Michigans, those people. No, can Central Michigan compete? No. But I tell you what, they're benefiting too from the portal.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree. I just don't like all this money, and out of 100 players, only probably 20% of them love football,
Yeah.
and because the money is controlling the narrative. We play because we love that.
This is true. But now that's sports. It's money. We live in a capitalist society, and that's what everything is based on. So college football has joined the ranks. You might as well call it professional football now.
Yeah, that's what.
That's really what it is at this point.
It is.
And then in a minute they'll have a union and the whole landscape will.
Well, they need to because it's out of control.
Sure.
It's totally out of control.
Sure.
I mean, but I enjoyed the game, man. But the game was great, but it was after the game all the shit that happened.
Now the rumor is, and you and I were talking about this before we started the show, that because of the game and all the fanfare, and they rushed the field. I mean, immediately. I had never seen, fans rush the field that quick.
Right.
And supposedly, the rumor is that a player got ran over.
Ran over. And in social media saying that he passed, and some said he didn't.
Yeah.
It's just we have no control of society anymore. I mean, we're just losing it, man.
Yeah.
And I just wish somebody, man, in this world just take control, man, and say, hey, you're not doing this.
Right.
And we got to have some stipulation behind this shit.
Sure. But
our young kids, they ain't afraid of nothing.
No, not at all. And obviously the fans aren't either.
No.
But they need to get a control of it. So
yeah.
Let's move on.
Don't start nothing. You don't be nothing now.
Heisman candidates, Reg. We've got some, like I said, with college football this year. We've had some great performances so far. Give me your top three, man.
I don't know. I got top three off my top of the head, but I know.
Who you got?
I'm rocking with the hometown cat out of Oregon, Dante Moore.
Love it.
He's playing great football, man.
Love it.
He's playing great football.
Love it. Great kid. Detroit Kings finest. He started out at He started out at Oregon. Then I'm talking about his commitment.
Yeah, his commitment.
He decommitted. Went to UCLA. Played a year? Did he play?
Played a year.
And then he
transferred back to Oregon.
Wow.
And he's been lights out. So when he went to UCLA, he started and as a freshman, and he played one game. He threw like 4 picks.
Mm-hmm.
I called him afterwards, and I said, guess what? Peyton Manning's a Hall of Famer. And he threw the most interceptions in a season. So don't worry. Go back next week and throw 20 more.
Sure.
It'll make no difference. If you don't try, you don't know.
Right.
So you gotta fail to win.
Definitely.
And he always been a phenomenal kid, man. He trained with me in 7th grade to 9th grade with Devin Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid is a great player. And Devin Gardner, when he coached him, he did a phenomenal
job with him.
And great parents. Dante have great parents. His mom, she's been sick off and on.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad is a great dude. So Dante, I'm rooting for you, baby.
Sure.
All right, keep playing your balls off because you're doing a good job.
And I was talking to someone else, Reg, and they were saying that he's definitely going to be in the Heisman contention at the beginning of the year, even before the season started.
That's great.
And I guess some of the players were like, man, he's really, his game has just been elevated. And I expect to see him in New York at the end of the year at some point.
Ooh, I'm talking about. What you come up? Give me one of yours, man.
Well, I'm going to go with, he beat Michigan, Oklahoma Sooners, John Mateer. The kid is a dual threat quarterback, can run, can throw. I mean, he put on a show when he played Michigan, and unfortunately, he's out with an injury for about a month. So I don't know if that's going to kind of derail him in the Heisman chase or not. But he's definitely, before the injury and with the schedule they have, I could definitely see him possibly being in contention for the Heisman as well.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. He played well. How many times he transferred? That's
a good question.
I think he transferred 2 times. That's
a good question. But the point is, when he transferred, I'm sure he transferred from lower divisions. You know what I mean? We would have to do some research on that. But Mike Lewis says, go Rocks. Go Rocks. But yeah, we'll do some research on John, but I'm sure wherever he transferred from, he's killing it. Yeah. Who else you got?
I like Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State.
I like
He's getting
Jeremiah.
the ball, and they throwing the ball. I like him.
I like him a lot.
And,
Receiver,
yeah, I mean, but shit, right now they talk is all they got is quarterbacks,
true.
and I like Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Smith. Last year he could have came. I mean, I think he would have came out. They were talking about he would have been the first pick last year. So, definitely has had a great start to his year so far. I don't know if I expect to see him in New York Reds, but he definitely has the potential to do it.
He a monster. We'll see when they play Michigan.
Oh yeah, yeah,
See
we
when they play
will.
Michigan. So
We gotta wait till the end of the year for that.
Oh, no doubt, no
We
doubt.
gotta wait for the end of the year for that. Well, give me another one you got.
Hey, I got Carson Beck from Miami.
Balls out.
We're playing great. They undefeated right now, and in more W's and more chances of winning. But he's been doing very good.
He has former University of Georgia quarterback. It looked like they kind of ran him out of town. Everybody expects Georgia to be in the mix every year. They didn't have the success that they normally had, and then he decided to get in the portal, your favorite place,
Yep.
and go to Miami. And man, he looked like he's been rejuvenized and looked like he's the player that we seen a couple years ago.
But what he didn't do in Georgia that he doing in Miami to make him successful? And like I always said, it's not who you do. I mean, you are only good as your offensive coordinator.
You say that all the time.
And that's what happened. It's a different location, different plays. And a lot of coordinators don't understand the game. They just sometimes it's called damn plays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't call the same play in different coverages.
Sure.
So what's your third one?
I got a kid from Indiana,
Oh, the quarterback.
the quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. Ball been playing balls
playing
out.
ball. Yeah.
Balls out. When you think of a Heisman Trophy winner, the first college you think of is definitely not Indiana, but he's been playing well. And if he can beat, if they play Michigan this year, or say Oregon, and if he could beat one of those top programs, that could definitely put him in, in a better space when we talking about the Heisman. Because honestly, Reg, is not I couldn't give you 6 names right now.
No, I couldn't because they're all quarterbacks. I'm looking for a running back and a wide receivers to give opportunity. But it's not too many running backs or receivers dominating the game.
No.
Shit, now the quarterbacks run more than running backs.
This is true. This is very true. And he's not a Heisman candidate, but let's talk about Trinidad Chambliss, the kid at Ole Miss, the performance he had.
Well, you say he's not a Heisman candidate, but they're talking about it already because he had a great-ass game.
Yeah.
Fair State Bulldog. Tony Anise can find players.
Yes, he can.
And I watched him play Saginaw Valley, and that quarterback was a monster.
And that just goes to show you, if you can play, and you say this all the time, you go to a smaller pro, and that's the advantage I think now, Reg, that people didn't have maybe a few years ago. You can go to a Fair State or Grand Valley, even though our guy went on to do great things there, but it may turn commonplace now because these kids are going everywhere, and then they can end up going to a bigger school and doing some great things, man.
I mean, it's not where you go, it's what you do when you get there.
It's true.
And if you work your butt off and you play and you love this game, if you love this game, it's going to take care of you.
Sure.
And we got a lot of guys in the NFL from Division II and Division III program. It just wasn't the skill set, man. It was the mindset.
Sure.
That took him to the level. When he got on the NFL level, he has to outwork everybody every day. It's no break. It's no smoke break. It's no drink break. It's no vacation. On your vacation, you're thinking about running. So if you love this game, this NFL football can take care of you. Like we call that generation wealth money. But these guys are too consumed with just being a social media hoe. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's just too different. This is different.
Tell us how you really feel, bro.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had some coffee this morning.
I see. What else is in that coffee over there?
I'm not telling.
I'm just looking at something now. It says Heisman Trophy odds entering week 5.
Ooh, took?
Guess who's number one?
Who's that? Dante?
Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, that's a fan.
They got him at odds. No, this is CBS Sports. They have odds plus 650. Dante is number 2 at plus 1,000. Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State, he's plus 1,000. And then Carson Beck in Miami, he's plus 1,200. So according to CBS, entering week 5, those are your top 4 potential Heisman candidates.
Well, I mean, just keep your eyes open. Watch for the next one. If Bryce Underwood have a great ass game next weekend,
Ooh-wee.
then
Anything can happen.
Anything
can happen.
especially with $10.5 million.
See, that part. Again, I have no problem with it. I think it's called free enterprise.
No,
These kids have opportunities that I wish we would have had back in our day.
Ooh-wee.
Can you imagine a Fab Five with NIL money?
Man,
Can you imagine that?
They been owning Twin Peaks.
Chris Webber and UNLV and man, it'd have been crazy. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Shoot.
Let's get in top 5 for our Mr. Football state of Michigan.
Ooh, right now we've been balling. There've been some ballers, man.
It's about to get interesting. So
no doubt.
Put your bulletproof vest on because if people are listening, let's open the phone lines too, Sante, if you don't mind. And then maybe some people might want to chime in on this. We're going to be talking the top 5 Mr. Football candidates. 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. Call in, give us your comments. Hey, go ahead and nominate somebody because we may miss. But without further ado, who you got, Reg?
Hey, Mike Lewis, don't be all punk, man. Get up on the call, man. Because you be always talking that shit, man. So
Yeah,
get on the call.
they talk it when we off camera, and then Sean Long says, just chiming in, great knowledge being given. Appreciate that, Sean. Thank you. So who you got? Give me one of your top guys.
Oh, my number 1 guy.
Uh-oh.
And he wears number 1.
Okay.
He's from that old school pickle factory, Cass Tech.
Cass Tech.
CJ Sadler.
CJ Sadler.
That's one. That's my one.
That's your one?
That's my one.
Okay.
And I give 2. I'm give 2. A lot of people don't like him, but you can't deny him. Is Sam Gash.
I like him.
Sam Gash over there,
Been balling.
Detroit CC.
Balling.
But I hate to put, step on y'all throats. Tommy Carbon playing his ass off.
Tommy has been balling.
And I got to add a 4th one in there. The young guns, number 1 in the country, Dakota Grant. He destroyed Southfield.
He did.
He's catching one-handers in the end zone doing a Tootsie Roll.
Ooh, that boy. Just a junior?
It's a junior, man.
Junior. Been balling. Been doing that young man for a while. He definitely looked like he's going to be the next great receiver from the state of Michigan. If a school like Michigan can get him, man, that would be a great grab for them.
And then my last is Caden Kaufman out of East Kentwood.
Sure.
That's my 5. So
Sure.
it's going to be interesting.
Well, let me give you a couple of mine. Number 1, and I'm going to correct you.
Ooh.
It's not Sam. It's
Samuel.
Samson. So he was named for a great Bible entity, Samson, right?
You know how African Americans is. They short shit up.
Samson Gash, and he's been playing like a Samson. Unfortunately, he gave us to do with St. Mary's. He put on the show. Just dominant on both sides of the field, Reg. I know a lot of people were doubting his speed before the track season, but he definitely showed he's a legit 10.5 guy.
No, he ran a 10.41.
Okay. Well, thank you.
He ran a 10.5. He ran a 10.41.
Yeah, give him his due. And, man, he put on a show. And unfortunately, we took the short end of the stick as it relates to that game. And then I got to go with CJ Sadler as well. I'm going to go with CJ.
North Carolina.
But I got to go with this kid too, Reg, because
Oh,
You know, CJ got to catch the ball too when he play receiver. And
there you go.
yeah, our guy, man, Sebron, man, he's Sabron. He's doing it. He's doing a.
He's doing a good job, but he ain't getting no in that top five. But you have your opinion.
Hey, we are.
He's throwing that damn ball.
That's why
He's
we
doing a
have.
good job.
That's why we have an opinion. So, Saborn, man. I mean, Taborn. God, what is wrong with me? He's balling.
He ain't been drinking my coffee. That's what's wrong.
Taborn's been balling, and he hasn't lost a game yet in high school. So we're gonna see how that keeps going. But Cass, man, they got some weapons over there on both sides of the ball. They got a lot of young talent. So and they play in the PSL, you know, and that's unfortunate because once they get past the King, they really don't. It's not really a lot of competition. And then we'll have to wait towards the end of the year to see how that goes. So those are two of my guys, and then I got to go with Carr as well with Salim.
Mm-hmm.
He's been balling, and I know he's committed to Miami High. Why do I have a feeling that might change?
He's committed. He loves it.
You think so?
Miami, Ohio, 0-3 right now. If he stick it out in Miami, Ohio, first year playing in Miami, Ohio, and win, ching, 10.4. Shit.
Miami, Ohio playing up 10.4?
Well, somebody going to find somebody.
Okay.
Michigan found him.
Sure. But I'm just making, and you know, and I know you have a relationship with him, but with his brother being at Notre Dame doing what he's doing, he had a phenomenal game this past weekend. I just got a feeling, Reds, it's going to be a lot more people coming after him before this year is out.
No, you're totally correct. They are.
Yeah.
I already talked to probably about 5 to 6 schools.
Sure.
And they asking what's his availability.
Okay.
That's a question I can't answer.
Sure.
But you need to call Tommy. And see.
Yeah.
And Tommy is committed and he's loyal to Miami.
Okay.
Even though they're on 3.
Well, like I said, we're gonna check back with Tommy a little later in the year.
All right.
So let's do this.
Go ahead, baby.
Let's bring in our first guest, man. Like I said, we talked about him a little earlier, Mr. Hubert Payne. He's a mental awareness guru. He played at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Saginaw Valley, and then he went to
Middle Tennessee.
So great guy. He was there at St. Mary's in their heyday, and I'm sure he's happy now with what St. Mary's been able to do. His ex-quarterback, Jermaine, so I know he's proud of those boys. But without further ado, let's bring in Mr. Hubert Payne. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. What's up, fellas?
What's happening? Glad to have you on the show, bro.
Man, honored to be here, man. I enjoy the convo, man. I love ball, so it's cool to hear y'all talk about it.
Hey, we Reg and I, we gonna debate, you know,
on everything.
On everything.
I love it.
You tell us right now, it's what time is it? It's 7 o'clock.
No, 7:02, bro.
See, he gonna say it's 8:30. So but we got love. So do this for us, bro. Talk a little bit about your background and what exactly you're doing right now.
Yeah, man. So I'll try to tell a quicker version of the story. But man, I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. It's funny, man. I actually went to elementary and middle school with DG, Daryl Graham, Marcus Garvey Academy on the East Side.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy how it comes back around. But yeah, man, I grew up in Detroit and ended up going to St. Mary's boarding. Had a phenomenal experience. I was there when it was a lot of dogs, so everybody was sharing carries. And at the time, I decided, man, I'm gonna go D2, and I'm gonna show everybody at St. Mary's I can run the ball because most of my offers were on defense.
Sure.
So went to Saginaw Valley, played there 2 years, and then they wanted to move me to defense, so I transferred down to Middle Tennessee, and ended up playing at Middle. And then I actually transferred to another school and finished my last. I got an extra year back, played at Maryville College in Tennessee,
Nice.
and went through that phase where, fish out of water, man. Every decision in my life was made around ball. And when it wasn't there anymore, I wanted to find something that I'm passionate about. I always wanted to play drums. My dad was a drummer, one of Detroit's finest. He played with the Dramatics when I was growing up, so I was always around that.
Wow. What's his dad's name? What's his name?
Same, Hubert Payne.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, played with the Dramatics.
Sure. Well,
He did
thanks.
some time with Death Row. Actually, man, living out in L.A., playing with Dre and Snoop, and
Snoop.
so
Okay.
I got it honest.
Okay.
But he wanted me to focus on sports and get my degree. So that's why I didn't really get too much in the scene before I left the city. But man, after football, I just became a mirror of where I was.
Mhm.
So if anybody knows, Music City is not called Music City because of R&B music. It's because of country music,
That's
right?
right.
So if anybody's ever been to Nashville, man, there's a street with about 100 bars on it,
Yes, it
and I'm
is.
not exaggerating.
No, you're not.
And everybody's playing country music from 10 in the morning until 2 in the morning.
That's right.
Correct.
And I went down there like I was in the at Saginaw Valley in the running back room, and I was number 8 on the depth chart out of 10. And
Wow.
so I just, man, I'm studying guys. I'm using conversation to try to understand, man, who's your favorite drummer? I'm gonna go watch that guy.
Sure.
Okay, how is he better than me? Like, what level is he on? Then I go home and just practice and chase it until eventually, man, I became first call guy down there, and then I started going out on the road, and man, it's been a phenomenal journey in the country music space. I still play for a living. I'm 42. I've
Mm.
been touring since my 20s. You know what I mean? But as it pertains to now, I got to a point where, all right, man, I literally play on my dream gig right now. I've been playing football stadiums and traveling, going to Europe and doing all these things, playing on night shows, and I felt like there had to be more. I wanted to serve people on a deeper level.
Mhm.
So initially, man, I went back to school and I wanted to be a pastor. I'm like, I'm gonna do weddings and funerals and start a
Mm.
church.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to know my faith not because of what somebody told me, but like I wanted to know how to divide the word myself, right?
Okay.
So I did that, and that transitioned into coaching,
Mm.
life coaching, because I wanted to help people who maybe didn't believe the same way that I do,
Mhm.
because the principles that I was getting, I'm like, man, this I could just help so many people.
Sure.
So I got certified as a coach, and naturally that just morphed into working with athletes because that's where my connections were. When I was at Saginaw Valley, my quarterback is Matt LaFleur, who's the head coach of the Packers right now.
Right now.
So Matt brought me in. I was working with the Packers, and I got real cool with their front office guys. And one day we were at practice, and they were like, Hubert, man, we would love to hire you, but we gonna be honest, man. Like our players don't go see our mental health support.
Mm.
And he's like, man, like I just paid that guy, $10 million. He's not even hungry anymore, and I need somebody like you. But if you work for us, they're not going to trust you like they should. You should work on the agent side, right?
Mhm.
Because the agents are allegedly have their best interest at heart. so so I
Allegedly.
started working for agents. I worked for IFA Blake Baratz out of Minnesota, and through that ended up working for you know Blake saw some more in me. He's like, Hubert, man, like you're phenomenal in the space, and I want to teach you the game. I need you to go make a deal with this training company called X3
Uh-huh.
because they do pre-draft training. And so when I went down there, that deal didn't work, but they hired me, and that brings me to today.
Mhm.
So it's been 4 years.
Wow.
I worked for a pre-draft company um, where I was recruiting, managing the coaches, the physical therapists. I mean, I'm literally looking at draft eligible guys and recruiting guys from everywhere to come and train with us. And the only reason I did all that was to be able to sit with guys and walk with them and use my mental health skill set because I understood, like, wow, man, like this is not a popular opinion, but I really believe that football hurts more people than it helps. I
Mhm.
love the game,
Mm.
but I felt, I got family members where if I asked them, yo, you know, like I had like probably 4 or 5 different family members that went to St. Mary's,
Mhm.
and they're in their 30s and 40s, and if I said, hey man, have you felt the excitement that you felt running on that field in high school since then? And
Mhm.
they're like, man, what? No.
Mhm.
And to me, that's a problem,
That's the
right? We haven't transitioned. We're
Living
the
it
game
fast.
is a weapon against us instead of for us,
Mm.
right? So that's my charge, and you're gonna have to shut me up, man, because I go all day
No,
on this.
hey,
But
bro, I love it, man, because first of all, and I was saving your being a musician uh, last, um, because we was talking about off camera. We know some of the same people.
Yeah,
You know, Karen Brantley, and that's one of my
yeah,
partners. And to know that you had that background, and then you're doing the mental awareness piece.
right.
That's that's such a wide range, of what you're doing. So kudos to you, man. Let's can we get in a little bit into the music part a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, would love to. Yeah, yeah.
So who are some of the people that you played for?
So yeah, man. So currently I'm working with a band called Little Big Town. They are country music royalty. They started their band when I was at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They've been a band for 26 years.
Sure.
They are the top of the food chain.
Okay.
With that covering, man, like on the way, I've played for the who's who of country music, man. Jake Owen, Love and Theft, all kinds of American Idol artists. I spent the year doing a record with Pharrell and
Wow.
Justin Timberlake. I came home and told my kids one day, I was out in LA. We were there for a week just making a record with Pharrell. And I go out to the courtyard to chill, and Bruno Mars comes and sit next to me like, man, how did y'all get in with Pharrell? I'm like, man, this is
He asking
crazy.
you how you got in, right? Wow.
Yeah, yeah, this is
Crazy.
crazy. But man, I didn't rub shows. Like, man, I didn't walked out on the stage and saw Jay-Z and Beyonce and Dave Chappelle at the Grammy. You know what I mean? So and the cool thing is, man, I'm from Detroit. I sound like I sound. You know what I mean? I just found a way to play that music with my heart. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it works. So I hadn't really toured with many R&B acts just because of proximity. I live in Nashville,
Sure.
and most of my relationships are here.
Let me
So
let me ask you. Let
yeah,
me ask you, not to cut you off, but let me ask you this. And I know we're a football show, but this is
yeah,
real world stuff now.
yep.
You being a black man in
Come on,
country music,
yep,
talk a little bit about the dynamics and the challenges being in Nashville. I know a little bit about it. Um,
yep.
Talk a little bit about that, man. Has there been any major challenges that you had to face or confront?
Well, I feel like I was processed for it, man. DG would tell you the school that we went to was Marcus Garvey African Centered Academy. And Kwame Kilpatrick was my seventh and eighth grade teacher, where
Wow.
we were taught, the plan against us, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't see a person who didn't look like me unless we was playing against. I played for the Southfield Falcons, so unless we were playing against Waterford or something, I didn't see a white kid. And
Mhm.
then I was at St. Mary's where I was boarding, where it wasn't as many of us,
Sure.
right? But you quickly started to find common ground, and you learn how to coexist, and you realize, man, we're all people just trying to people,
Sure.
right? So going to St. Mary's, there were people who didn't look like me that loved on me so hard.
Mhm.
And what I think an important flip for me was I was looking for that. I wasn't looking for, how somebody can hold me down. So I'm like, man, you can't hold me down. My purpose is too big, and the way that I grind, like, you're gonna be too late.
Wow.
So being in Nashville, you know, man, you're on a tour bus, so we play an hour and a half a day.
Mhm.
All the rest of it, I'm on a bus with some guys that they ain't from Detroit. You know what I mean? They ain't, they don't talk like me, they don't look like me, but I enjoy it, right? I think it's a blessing. I just feel like I was processed to do this,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And I've been given this platform and this exposure to help people. So if I get caught up in, man, that dude don't understand me and he thinks certain things about me that I don't like,
Mhm.
I'm like, man, that's his loss. You know what I mean? I'm called to bring bridges. You know what I mean? And if you don't hang with me, you missing out, man. Because I'm a cool cat. You
Love
know what I mean? So
love it.
so yeah, of course, it's been challenges. There's been people who have said certain things, but at the end of the day, the reason why I love performance and one reason I love music,
Mhm.
and football, man, at running back, you can lift, you can run, you can be fast. Somebody miss a block, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
When it comes to music, man, the song gonna be 3:30. You know when it's gonna start, when it's gonna finish. It's up to you to play that song a gazillion times before you do it in front of people,
Mhm.
right? And that's what I'm focused on. The people stuff, that's gonna come. You know what I mean? Uh, I've not experienced people holding me back, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, they want it to be great. I've had to audition for the opportunities I've gotten. It's like the combine, NFL, like it's 10 drummers in the hallway. You know what I mean? All right, who got this? And I would say my culture, my upbringing has helped me far more than it's hurt.
Okay.
Wow, phenomenal, Reg.
I mean, man, I don't know about no drum. I played the baritone in high school. Man.
You played that flute. Hey, y'all know
Hey.
what these call them flutes back in the day?
Hey, I played the baritone and trumpet.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't rehearse that shit, so I ain't practice it.
Right.
Hey, I did, and I had third seat all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, coach said, Mr. Adams said, "Hey, Reg, man, you need to get in marching band." I said, "Marching band? I play football." I said, and I don't want to get in marching band because you yelling at me all the time. P flat, Reggie, P flat. I don't want to go, man. I told my mama, said, "Do I have to do this, man? I don't want to do this, mama." She said, "No, you got to learn some other language." Okay, I can figure that out quick. But I
Right.
played in band in high school, man, and I enjoyed it. It just, all my boys is in there with me. You are who you hang with. And I hung with Eric Hawkins and Elgin Scott, and he played the drums, and Hawk played a trombone, and we can go down the list. But yeah, but I wasn't marching no damn.
Yeah, that's a different level.
But see, you spoke about training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you training these young athletes by their work ethics, can you determine if they're gonna make it or not?
Man.
When you on the spot now.
Hey, I love it. Man, I'm a performance junkie, right? Because people say, man, music, football, like that's such a far,
Yeah.
like, nah, man, it's the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. Are you willing to figure out the culture of progression? Right.
Right.
That's what I'm obsessed with. Right. And so, for example, working with X3, every year we have about 30 to 40 guys who were dudes in college.
Mm-hmm.
But we know the NFL, it ain't this big, it's like that big. Right.
That's right.
Right. So I get to see these guys come in, and we control what they eat. We house them. They work out. We want them to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger and then get ready for a track meet. That's what the combine is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching these guys. Some of these guys are FCS guys. Some of these guys they come from USC, Power Four, or the bigger schools. And then they all are there at ground 0.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about, hey man, everybody's getting ready for their pro day. What are going to be those things that prevent certain guys from actually making a roster, or push guys from making a roster? And man, I can't wait. From day one, I'm watching. I'm looking at these cats, trying to learn, like, what is it about certain dudes? And then it's a tough process because you get to see, okay, man, this guy's culture led to him making the 53 man. This guy's culture, he was highly touted coming in, but he ain't do the thing, man. And now it's the next year after that, and he's calling me, and we talking about getting into Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a lot of times I would be the liaison between NFL scouts. Hey, Hugh, how's this cat in the building? Like, how does he jive with other guys? You know what I mean? And so, man, what I've seen is, funny enough, the FCS guys, they ain't complaining about meals. They ain't never had them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Point.
They eating like the way they're supposed to eat. There's no entitlement, right? And furthermore, man, I'm gonna stand on my horse on this one. Man, it's all about speed, run track. Because a lot of times these coaches, man, a lot of guys aren't great scouts. They just looking at numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But if your capacity ain't there because you ain't never really pushed yourself in the speed realm,
Absolutely.
you ain't gonna have it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what we do in those 3-4 months. Like, your draft stock is gonna be declining every day. And I saw that, right? Now, as far as character things, man, listen, you can fake it for a while. You're gonna get exposed. It blows my mind how, like, I talk to coaches all the time. These dudes sit in a room with popcorn and go through social media and look for a reason to cross a guy off. Yep, not a guy for us. Not a guy. Not a guy. Right. And even when you do everything right, man, like, it's a characteristics game, traits, hand size, all of that. But as far as the controllables, man, your character matters. How you do everything is how you do everything.
right.
Like I 100% believe that. Like that is my life. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. I mean, anybody who knows St. Mary's, they had no music program.
No.
Man, I tell people, I tell my kids, they don't even believe me. I got a scholarship to go to Saginaw Valley. I begged my dad to go into the music program. I auditioned. They denied me.
Mm.
They don't even know. Like I'm probably the most well-known musician that's ever walked that campus. I didn't even get accepted to their program, but it goes back to my habits, the way that I work.
Hmm.
Because when I was at St. Mary's, it's dudes everywhere, man.
No doubt.
you and you not only are you with dudes, you living with dudes.
Sure.
Like I'm in the dorms with these guys.
Hmm.
We all eat a certain way. We talk about the game. We
Hmm.
go to sleep at 10:30. We have study hall at 7. You know what I mean? I see how these guys walk. That's how detailed I was. You know, like, man, okay. If you want to rise to the top, man, you it's like how many of the details are you catching and how accountable are you holding yourself to the level that you're trying to get to? You know what I mean? So it's that's what it's all about, man. Like it's character. It's how you do it.
Um, I need your help on this. So
Yeah,
you got a 6-year veteran in college, and he's struggling with life.
yeah,
As a mentor, how do you help this guy make it through day by day? Because
yeah.
they're struggling.
That's a great question, and I'm gonna try to take a breath before I throw up all over it because this is what I'm passionate about. Um, to back up a little bit in my story, I spent 2 years at a wellness retreat facility,
Hmm.
and I learned a ton about trauma and how that affects people. Now, back in the day, the word trauma was only used for like soldiers. They go to war.
Hmm.
They have to create a certain way to live over there. You got to be on alert. Then they come home, and then their grandkid fires off a firework, and they jump up under the couch because they think it's a bomb coming, right? So the way that they had to be in that environment is not conducive to them.
Uh-oh, just lost you.
It's not conducive to them showing up healthy in their current environment. And so when I worked at that place, I started realizing, like, man, people are under this blanket of trauma in every relationship in their life.
Mm.
If someone hurts me or lets me down, internally I become defensive and I'm looking for that to happen to me again. And if I got my dukes up,
Right.
I can't give a hug and I can't receive one, right? So now, to come back to your question, Reg, what I started to see was, oh man, first off, in sports, coaches are trying to traumatize players into hot performance.
Good point.
And then most of the time that comes from lack of skill. They don't know how to touch a guy without yelling at a guy,
Yes.
right? So then we get confused when we see players, man, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm out of it.
Hmm.
Or man, this ain't fun no more. And they think it's because it's all about the money. No, that ain't the money's still fun. You're tired,
Sure.
right? So what I would say, 6-year guy, like man, I'm struggling. What happens with football is we believe this lie that it has to become our identity to be successful.
Absolutely.
And if the game is your identity, you will never get what you want.
Hmm.
You will get pieces, but your cup will never be full enough for you to be like, man, like find me a guy that was like, hey, I'm 50, I made football my God, and I'm feeling great about that. You ain't gonna find that guy,
No.
yellow jacket or not.
True.
Yellow jacket guys struggle too. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So what I would say is, man, let's take a step back. Let's reassess. Who are you outside of the game?
Hmm.
Now, don't get scared and think that you're gonna lose your passion for the game. Because what I had to do to transition into music is to understand, okay, I'm not obsessed with this game. It's just a pigskin. What
Sure.
am I really obsessed with?
Sure.
I'm obsessed with the camaraderie, preparing. I'm obsessed with performance and that quick feedback loop, right? I'm obsessed with losing and being able to go back, build myself up, come back and win, right? Those are and my identity is in Christ, not the game.
Mm.
That's how I was able to switch it to music and be successful, right?
Hmm.
So I would say, man, I would love to take a breath with that guy, sit back, hey man, what do you want out of this game? And who are you outside of this game? And if you don't know that, let's figure that out. Because the reason why you don't want to do it is because you're tired.
Mm.
You're tired. You depleted all your resources. It doesn't make sense in your story anymore, right?
Right.
And I'll say this one last thing before I, but I, I preach this all the time. I think stories drive behavior. We take stories from relationships, experiences, and we operate, right? But the awesome thing is, man, we have the ability to become aware of what stories are affecting us, and then adjust those stories to show up better.
Wow. Right. Hubert, I got to ask this question.
Yeah,
We live in a day of age uh, where coaches, you know, now it's, hey, you just got to play football. Don't see, back in the day they applaud you if you play basketball,
right,
baseball, track, but now everything is so specialized. And then you'll hear a coach saying, hey, like Miles Garrett, Cleveland Browns. He's a guy that does a lot of different things, photography. Um, he does a lot of different things off the field. So some people will construe that as he's not
Committed.
totally committed to football. You know what I
hmm
mean? Because
yep,
people now they're just saying, hey, if it ain't all about football, you know, you're not, like Rez just said, you're not committed to it. And then what you're saying, you're countering that because you're
yeah,
saying, hey, you need to have some things outside of football. It just can't be all football.
that's right.
So
That's
yeah. So what do you say when you have coaches telling these young men that are very impressionable, starting at 6 years old and saying, "Hey, football, football, football," and we all love football. We
that's right.
all on the show. We're all football guys, but I think with maturity comes wisdom.
That's right.
Uh, we know is more to life than football. Use football as a vehicle, but that's not the end all. Talk a little bit
That's
about
right.
that again.
Yeah, yeah. Great question and point. I think even the coaches that I work with in the combine space, they would tell you having a more broad, diverse athletic background lends to a better overall athlete. Now, I'm gonna just speak to this, and it's probably not gonna be a popular opinion. People always say follow the money, and I feel like a lot of times people who want kids to be involved with one sport
Mhm.
all year round, is it because it affects a certain bottom line,
Mm.
not necessarily the bottom line of the kid, but the bottom line of the finances. If
Wow.
I can keep you engaged right here for the whole year, my business is good, right?
Mm.
um but what I try to do is extract principles,
Sure.
right? If I'm the kind of guy that everything I do, even with I got 6 kids.
Okay.
With my babies, I'm looking to extract principles from whatever they do. Are you the kind of kid that shows up and figure out whatever it takes to play the game? That game might be in the classroom.
Mm.
That game might be in acting. That game might be in football, basketball, track. It might be in Boy Scouts,
Mm.
right? Are you the kind of guy that's gonna figure that's what y'all did? You know what I mean? Y'all are in the recruiting service space,
Mhm.
in this high school sports, college sports, and dealing with coaches and helping kids, but really y'all are just an extension of the way I would imagine the way y'all approach business is how y'all played the game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it breaks my heart every time I hear people say, "Man, because we could be more. We could be doctors or lawyers." Yo, do you know how many jobs are in between a football player and a doctor? So many companies that could be started with them same principles that you learned
Mhm.
trying to play the game,
Mhm.
right? And the funny thing is, and I talk about this all the time, man. I done been the true freshman that played in college, the scholarship guy, the non-scholarship guy. Because back in my day, I had to sit out a year. The scout team guy, the guy that transferred down to D3 guy. I done been all of them guys. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And what I learned is like, oh man, it's about principles.
Yeah.
It's about the principles you take, and can you transition those principles, right? So, man, to me, I think diversity is good if you're pouring in the right things.
Sure.
But like I want us to just open up our vision, man. Like Like we should be seeing football players like being more successful at other things after the game.
Mm-hmm.
And and if you were diverse when you came up in it, it's gonna tell that story as you get older. You know what I mean?
You going into my next question, the transition from
Yeah.
being, a college athlete. You was the man at St. Mary's or Cass Tech or wherever. You
Yep.
go on to college, you that guy, and then maybe you may get a couple years in the league. We know a few athletes that it's,
Done that and doing that.
yeah, it's the transition, man. A lot of people don't talk about what happens. This is all you've known. That's what we talked about. All you knew was football from the age of 6 to 25. Talk a little bit about what some things that people could do to help themselves prepare for that transition.
Love that. So think about the word culture, right? And the reason why it's difficult is because kids pay attention to how they receive love
Mm.
and attention, right? Football is a built-in system. I grew up in Detroit, 30 minutes away from the Southfield Falcons. When I brought my helmet back home on a block and my boys were selling drugs, my family members and other people, hey man, go over there and play, pick them up, mess them up. Stay away from this.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like the game is a built-in culture of focus. I was always training, trying to get in shape, trying to separate myself. I'm feeding my spirit the game. I'm watching football videos. I'm watching tapes back in my day, watching tapes of Barry. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the game. My identity. So I learned how to love through the game.
Mm.
But as an adult, when I'm in transition, now it's time to understand that and redo that culture, right? Because now we're out of the system. There is no built-in system for your success. You got to create it.
Mm.
Well, there is one in your faith, you know what I mean? But a
Mhm.
lot of times that don't hit as hard as, hey, that's Hubert. He played ball. He go to St. Mary's. Oh, you know what I mean? That's number three. Oh, he went to this school. Oh, he did that. Oh, they won the state. When that's all said and done, you have to be strategic about, I call it doing your own work.
Mhm.
And that's what I do, right? I walk with athletes, coaches, and I'm like, yo, what's your story beyond the game? What did you get from the game? How did you show up? Let's duplicate that culture. And I say this a lot of times because cats be like, man, Hugh, you have music. I am not as passionate about anything else other than playing the game. And I challenge him like, yo, you do realize you're passionate about the game because you fed yourself you fed yourself the game. You talked about it for years. So you're not going to be exactly passionate about the next thing. But curiosity, like I say, you got to be responsible for chasing what you're curious about. If you chase what you're curious about, that turns into passion.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't passionate about country drumming. I called one of my boys. I was like, bro, you like this? It seems kind of lame. He like, dude, dissect it. It did come back to me. So what I found was when I tried to duplicate it, I'm like, wait a minute. I gained an appreciation. Then that curiosity turned into passion. And then that passion turned into the same kind of dog as I was trying to show up with on the field.
Mhm.
And the people that I play music with don't even know that I play football.
Okay.
I live in
Oh,
Tennessee. They ain't never heard of Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
no, not at all.
You know what I mean? So that blew me away. But to your point, to your question, the culture of the game is built in. And the trap that most athletes fall into is there is what's the next built-in culture?
And then do you think sometimes, because it's got to end at some point for everybody.
Absolutely.
I didn't play college football, but I sure as hell remember my last high school football game.
Yeah.
And it was traumatic. It really
Yep.
was. It was traumatic for me to know. I mean, Reg went on to play college football. I didn't have the size for the particular position that I played. I had the passion, but I didn't have
Right.
the size. And I remember on that field, like, man, I'm never gonna suit up again. So I
Man, come
can't
on.
I can't imagine being a guy who played pro football. You played, like I said, you've been idolized that whole time, and then it's over.
Scary.
Yeah.
That's that's what I'm talking about. That part there has got to be tough.
Yeah. It's hard. As you were telling that story, I remember my last my last game in college, like I couldn't walk past the white chalk. I couldn't do it.
Mm,
I'm crying. I'm almost on my knees. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And you said a key word in there. You said it was traumatic.
it was.
It for sure is traumatic. So the way that I define trauma is whenever we can't respond from power, there's a residue of a traumatic event,
Mhm.
and we get defensive, like I was talking about earlier,
Sure.
right? But this is how we help. This is how we transition. First off, healing happens when a cat feels seen.
Mhm.
If I could say, yo, number one, I identify with you, brother. I feel you. I understand. Like, that's not weird. That's not crazy. And it's not the end.
Sure.
Now, next step, what are you curious about? But and while we're figuring out what you're curious about, what is you love about the game? We don't have to kill that story to start a new one.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I enjoy about what I get to do now. I
Sure.
just help football players. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm helping the younger version of myself still. And it is definitely more gratifying than scoring touchdowns and doing whatever I was doing. You know what I mean? Like on this side of it is way more gratifying. So I think there's not enough people saying, yo, athlete X is better on this side.
Mm.
I got a wife now.
Well,
I got kids. I
sure.
got my babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get to watch a half version of me navigate life and pour it into them what people poured into me. You know what I mean? Like there's so much we can do. And man, like it's funny to me every time. Like I've been touring stadiums this past 3 years. I done played in every stadium. And I'm like, man, I went to St. Mary's and I walked around with a lot of just heavy weight of trying to be great and fight amongst the guys I was with. And there
Mhm.
was so much pressure I put on myself to play in them stadiums as one of 22. And now I'm one of 8. And
Mm.
if I drop a stick, it's going to be 70,000 people that look back at me like, what is he doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm like, not that that's everybody's story,
Sure.
but it's an example of a positive, healthy transition, right? And I look at it like a gift, and that's why I'm just on fire about trying to give it to as many people as I can.
Man, we love your message, Hubert. Man, this is, and like I said, I don't think enough is spent on. We got Daryl Graham on. He's gonna be coming on next, and then he does training. He's worked with a lot of athletes, and I'm sure once we even bring him into the conversation, he'll be able to talk about that side of it as well because it's not talked about enough. So we
Absolutely.
appreciate you, man. We appreciate you coming on the show. Let for people that need what you have to offer, how can they get in contact with you, Hubert?
Man, I'm on the gram. Hubert Payne, HubertPayne, at Hubert Payne. My Twitter is something crazy at the Groove 34. I made it on some drum stuff, um, but yeah, hit me there. I got a lot of things in the work. I'm working with some cool people. I can't talk about it right now,
Sure, sure. We get it.
but
Man.
I'm excited about helping, man. Please reach out if you know somebody that needs some help. You know what I mean. I've been given a lot. I feel like I see my man LaRue Burrell in the chat. We play youth ball together. Um, but I just feel like I've been given a lot, man, and I've had a very unique covering, man,
Wow.
going to playing for the Falcons and going to St. Mary's and having the life that I've had. And I got a lot to give and I want to help. So
And by the way, DG say he's the best running back coming out in that time.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. Hey, he was a dog, though. He was a dog. He was a dog.
Hey, Hubert, but hey, man, much love to you, man. I'm proud of you, man, and
Appreciate you, man.
seeing where you started and where you at, and you helping a lot of people, man. And what we're going to do, we're going to make sure we share your information on all our sites, so people that need your help, they'll know how to contact you. Okay?
All right, I appreciate that, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
I'll
Thank
I'll
you.
give you a call in the morning.
Okay.
All right,
All right, bro.
thank you.
Much love, man.
Good information. We needed some good
We
information,
needed
some
that.
different.
Something different.
Yeah, because I wanted to, go across and say, hey, talk about that player that not where he wants to be. How do you
Mm.
encourage him to be where he need to be?
Mm.
I mean, that's the stuff that we need to understand because our parents is integrating and blaming college coaches or high school coaches because the kid don't have that chance, and opposed to teaching him more how to work.
Work through it.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we always need that conversation because the 6 year shit is real.
Yeah.
And I got about 4 or 5 guys in there, they ain't making it. They struggling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everybody's pushing them to be NFL when they go 6 years and get that generational wealth.
Because you think about 6 years. So let's just say average cat, your freshman year, you 19, 18. If you do 6 years, I mean, at that point, a lot of people got kids. They got different things going on in their lives, Reg. You know.
Trying to get that money.
Yeah, yeah. So
like DG told me, man, get that money, man. Get that money, man.
Get that money, get that money. Well, since he said it, let's bring him on to the show. We got our guy from DGA, Mr. Daryl Graham. What's up, my dude?
How you doing?
Yeah, man, lovely, man. Good to have you back, bro. You are definitely a friend of the show.
No, I appreciate it.
We glad to have you back, man.
Most
I'm
definitely.
absolutely honored to be back. Absolutely.
Hey, Daryl, do us a favor, man. You heard the conversation we just had with Hubert. Chime in a little bit about that part of it, the mental side of football. And, you know, you've worked with a lot of athletes, man, you know, over the years. And a lot of them have probably come and gone. You know, they was the man in high school, and then they go on to Tennessee or Georgia, wherever they at. And then, you know, some of them make it to pros and some of them don't. What is your comments? Do those guys ever come back to you and talk about, you know, man, how hard of a transition that is?
I don't know if they come back and tell me how hard it is because I kind of stay with them through the whole
Sure.
process, right?
Sure.
And I kind of try to educate them on things to start doing as they're going through their career, so that they're starting to transition over. You know, John Kelly, for example, you know, he was talking about getting towards the end of his career, and I said, hey man, you got to go back to where you came from, get back on that campus, start shaking hands with some of those boosters and alumni, because they are going to be your support system when you're trying to do whatever it is that you want to do when you're done. And so just kind of throwing them those nuggets year in and year out, kind of kept them in a loop. Um, so their transition isn't as bad.
Good point.
But to piggyback off of Hubert, yeah, I've known Hubert for a while. What he's doing is amazing. It's interesting when you talk about the mental health space. Um, Back in COVID, when they started, right when they started the transfer portal
Yep.
for my program, the first thing I did was went and found one of the best mental health supports, uh, which he does character development for athletes. Guy that actually played at Northwestern, All American. He was in the mental health space by the name of Bobby Jackson,
Sure.
and I knew that that was going to be a big deal for student athletes once the transfer portal opened up and once the NIL came into play. And so I wanted to get ahead of things. So I started talking to him, and I got intrigued by some of the things that I didn't know, you know. So he kind of educated me as a coach. I became a better coach, a better person, and I started to be aware of certain things in my athletes when they're training to look for, and just conversations, you know, because you don't know. But I think a lot of people don't understand. The schools have mental health professionals, right? But it's just like your job. You're not going to go sit in there with another boss and tell them exactly how you feel
Good point.
about your you know, your peers or your boss, because you're afraid of getting fired. So are you really getting that support that you need, or the answers, or getting down to the root causes of your true issue? And 9 times out of 10, you're not. And so I just felt like student athletes need an outside source that they're comfortable with, that known them for a while, that they built a relationship with, that they can pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm going through this issue right now. How do I walk me through it? You know what I mean? And so we've been doing some things with the parents as well, uh, because they need support. You know, they still dealing with trauma,
Oh,
even raising their kids, and they're putting a lot of pressure on their athletes. Just dealt with a situation with one of my players in the NIL,
hmm
and I came to a realization that the parents sometimes add pressure on the kids and don't know it. And it was a situation where mom goes to work and everyone say, "Hey, her son is a football player. He plays at this university. Oh, how did he do this week? How many catches did he have? How many how many touchdowns did he score? How many yards did he rush for?" And if he's not playing, guess what mom do? "Hey, why you not playing? Talk to coach. What's going on?" So now they add in pressure just because they getting pressure from their job. And so I realized like even the parents are
Yeah.
dealing with you know what I mean? It's like the offer thing. "Hey, how many offers your son got? Hey, what school is he going to?" And so now she's saying, "Hey, what's going on?" Or he's saying, what's going on? So now it's just a big issue that I think if your son is in athletics, it's best to get some type of counseling and support to help build your child's character and also just help you parent. It take a village to raise a child. You cannot do it by yourself, just mom and dad, right? Mom, dad, and Reggie, like you got to have that support system to kind of uh, talk about the tough things. It may be some things that he's feeling that he don't want to say to his parents,
Sure.
to Coach Graham, you know what I mean, or Coach Reggie, but there's someone that they can feel comfortable and talk to, and they allow them to talk through their problems. So,
Now, and just to add to it, man, because I mean, you got my whistle wet here. I'm like, whoa, because the parents is not becoming parents anymore. They are becoming agents, and they are putting so much pressure on their babies to make it because so much money is out there for this NIL,
Yeah.
and not knowing your child's going to need some mental guidance. They're going to need a mentor, and he's gonna need somebody gonna be in the corner because right now he don't trust anybody. If your parents is against you, well, no, that's a strong word against. But if your parents is pushing you to a point that you ain't ready to be, you're gonna
mhm.
destroy that young man.
Sure.
I just want parents, DG, just to be the parent. Correct him, talk to him after 48 hours, 24 hours, talk about his performance, what he could do better. And a lot of people don't understand it. They just want they get validation from their friends. Oh, great catch.
hmm
Mhm.
Did my son make a great catch? Oh yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So he's getting validated for their friends, and that determines do they get drafted first round, second round, third round. I just wish parents just become parents and allow them sons to grow because they're putting a lot of added pressure on it. And if anybody knows, if when you was 16 and 15, what you was going through, shit, I don't need no extra pressure that I gotta take care of my family.
Yeah.
That's rough, DG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even worse now that you have social media. Like when
I
we
was
were
just
growing,
about to say that. Yep.
when we were growing up, we knew about the guys right in our neighborhood, right around town, what they
Sure.
doing. You barely knew about recruiting. Now, instantly, you can
Wow.
know what a kid getting an offer all the way in Texas.
Sure.
So now you got pressure. Hey, I got to catch him. I got to, it becomes very competitive and
Yes.
people got to learn to run their own race.
Mm.
And but to piggyback off what you said, Reg, the parents have to parent, but a lot of parents need help and
Yes.
don't know how to ask or don't know where to get the support from. So I think that's a big thing in itself. But also, I mean, we need better coaches
Mm.
uh, that get mental health support as well because sometimes they take their trauma and issues out on the athletes and they consider themselves good coaches. But they're not. They just have better talent.
That's right.
Preaching now, bro.
Now, how do you deal with those coaches since me and you in recruiting, and
Mhm.
you probably heard the same thing. The head coach says this to the team. My job is to coach, not to get you offers. I mean, what the hell? I mean, why you got 53 kids on your team and you can't help them get a school and get a better life? You more concerned and worry about winning. It's tough.
Yeah, I think I mean, that's a lot of places where the coaches, I've heard it here several times where, hey, my job is to make sure you have a great high school experience and you win and be around good people and good culture. But that's where the parents need to do their research and homework on the coaches and understand their why, you know, because if their why is not to help young man become better man and reach the next level, then they're doing the kids a disservice. But also administration.
Mhm.
We can't keep hiring coaches that want to just coach high school and not help the kids, right? We got to start helping people that have a vision to help them on and off the field. And if they have the ability or the aspirations to play at the collegiate level, that they support them.
Daryl, I didn't give you the chance, man. Talk a little bit about your program, for those that don't know your background and what you're doing. So I want to offer you that.
Yeah, so I started a program called DGA, which is Developing Great Athletes.
Mhm.
Something I kind of started playing around with when I was in college at Wayne State. I was actually training my college teammates, and it was a passion. I always wanted to see people be successful, and I was pretty talented and good at helping other people get better. And worked with Reggie for a while, and he kind of uh, showed me the ropes and like a mentor, big brother. And I kind of started the development of student athletes, working with primarily running backs, and um, grew into working with all positions. And my biggest focus was bridging the gap between high school and college readiness for student athletes, not just on the field, but in the classroom and off the field.
And you worked with just a couple of names. You worked with. We talked about John Kelly.
John Kelly, Mike Weber, Dalen Hayes, Jermaine Hall, Justin Rogers, Marquand McCall.
You got the number one tight end in the country.
Yeah, Caden Prothrow out of Georgia.
Mhm.
Um, I had a tight end at Saline. Damon Payne. I mean, the list goes on. I got a
Formerly of Alabama, now in Michigan, correct?
at Michigan, yep. I got an O lineman at Virginia, starting at Virginia. Fifth year guy there was Army All American. Enzo Jennings,
And so, and so.
yep. Junior McMullen,
Mhm.
um,
That's my dog.
yeah, junior. So we had a lot of guys that came through the program and went on. Majority of them went on to play on Sunday.
Sure.
They were blessed with the opportunity to play on Sunday, but definitely had a chance to play at the collegiate level. The biggest thing was me playing college football and understanding that they go through a lot of things, and that's when student athletes really need mentorship the most. High school, yes, you need it, but in college, it's you in this big world and freedom, and you need some support just kind of navigating it and staying focused.
Um, talk about your 7-on-7 team and tell people why you do it.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Because DGA, like I said, is development. And I always believe what I seen was players weren't developed. They weren't prepared when they went to college. So I always just wanted to focus on development.
Right.
And 7-on-7, it was a circus. It was out of control, and it was just a showboat thing. That's not what football is. And it's not what it's about. So I rejected it several times until parents kept asking just start a program. And so I said, well, if I'm gonna start a 7-on-7 program, it has to be a development program.
That's right.
It has to be something I give to these kids where I'm preparing them still for college.
Mhm.
And so I created a DGA Flight Squad about 3 years ago. We're going on our fourth year here in the state of Tennessee, where we have grown from one coach and 15 players year one to this year we'll probably have 15 coaches and 100 plus players. Um, just due to our uniqueness of
Develop.
teaching football, developing skills, teaching them how to be leaders. Our tryouts, mine is pretty unique. It's uh, it's not your traditional run a 40, uh, short shuttle, one on ones. What I do is we take the kids through a series of drills and we split them up in teams. They don't know each other. Split them all up in teams, and we put a football out there, and we keep score, and we just let them play football, almost like. And so this concept came from our mental health coach. He said, kids don't just go out and play anymore. They're not free.
Sure.
They are everything they do is do this drill, do it like this, do it like this. He said, so they can't really find their it, what makes them special, what makes them stand out in the sport. And so what we did was, here's the rules: no fighting. You got 3 plays. 2 people got to touch the ball before you score. Then you play, right? And so what we're looking for is guys that's creative, leaders. Um, they communicate well, and they also encourage the people around them. And that's how we select our team. So you got to be more than just a football player. You have to be passionate about the sport and about people, and That's how we select our players for the team, and it's unique because now they start to find out what's going to make me successful on this field with these players to make the team. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's really your it.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Daryl.
Mhm.
First of all, I'm gonna open up the phone lines and we got some questions for you. 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. All right, D. So you from the north, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you probably know where, since I prefaced
Yeah.
it, said the north, so you know where I'm about to go with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being that you from the north, you played at Wayne State. Now you're down in the South in Tennessee. You work with a lot of kids in the South. Um,
You shit.
you hear the myth. The myth is that the cats down in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Texas, that they got a little bit more than what we got up here in the North. What's your
Mhm.
thoughts on that? Seeing that you work with kids in both regions, what's the difference, if there is one?
Um, One that stands out the most: more support in the South and
Mhm.
resources.
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know if it's necessarily talent, but I know it's more support and resources, right? And when I say support, you can go to a middle school game and find more people than you will at your average high school game. So all the parents are there. You know what I mean? Like football is a thing. Like it's a big deal. Um, the high schools, they have multiple resources for their program. Um, they got a thing down here where it's almost like ESPN for the top high school game every week. Students that is a
Crazy.
big deal, yeah. But like I said, they got a lot of resources. That's one of the biggest things that stand out. And then they just got the support. The parents don't mind investing in their kids.
Mhm.
It's what I've seen. You have a lot of parents that will invest in their child.
What about the speed aspect, though?
Uh,
I'm,
I think you got some faster guys, but I think it's speed everywhere, right? I say it's fair. Um, it's not a super big difference, uh, but being from Detroit, we have more grit. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like our purpose, our why is a lot bigger than some people. So we play with a chip on our shoulder. Where some of these guys, they don't have that. Um, the same why. They don't have to play with a chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? But they're still good players and they're talented.
Mhm.
So it just depends. But I think there's talent everywhere. I wouldn't say the South is better than the North or the North is better than the South. I mean, we got some guys from Michigan that's doing really well. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I think the talent level, I would say the playing field is about even.
Mhm.
Like I said, they just got more resources, and then uh, football is king. They play football year round.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
Weather.
yeah, they got better weather, so they start sooner. They got spring ball. We don't. You know what I mean? So their skill set eventually will be a little bit better than ours because they getting the extra 12 practices in the spring where we're just getting a couple workouts in.
Sure.
Question, DG, how Tennessee is a little different, South is different, but how can you determine a 5-star recruit? How do you determine? And I know we got to have the skill, but how do you determine to add the kid to be a 5-star? Because I know you got a couple right now.
Yeah, I think for me, the rankings are what they are. The evaluators are, they do what they do. But I look more on potential, the will of the child, the will of the athlete,
Absolutely.
the makeup, family dynamics is something that I take into consideration as well, and just how well rounded is that athlete, like Hubert spoke about earlier, their character, right? You can't be a 5-star if you're not coachable. I don't care how big you are, how athletic you are. That's just shouldn't be a thing because guess what? Your chances of making it are slim because you're not coachable.
Well,
You don't.
you might can be a 5-star, but you can't. You won't be an NFL prospect.
That's what
No, but a 5-star they said represents the first 32 picks in the draft.
Well, and that's true, but some of these writers are never played football.
Yeah, that's true.
They may rank them higher than
Sure.
because they may think he's going to be drafted. But if you don't get to know your prospects,
Exactly.
you don't know his character. So they're going to rank him as a 5-star.
Sure.
Exactly.
And in high school, and we all know this, high school compared to college and pros, that's two different levels. So you can get away
Absolutely.
with some things in high school.
Hmm.
You know, I remember talking to Jonas about this, Reg and Durrell, and he was saying, he said high school was so easy
Yeah.
for him because he was so physically,
Right.
Hmm.
mature than say another guy. And so you can get away. But now as you get to Notre Dame or you get to the pros, now even at Notre Dame, he said that, believe it or not, it wasn't as, even though he didn't have the success early, but he was saying physically, he said it wasn't as hard for him. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, shit.
And the other thing, Reg, is competition.
Sure.
I mean, you hit it on the nose. Like, you got some 5-stars that the competition they play against week in and week out is subpar to below.
Mm.
And they putting up big numbers.
Huh.
So now when they transition to college or if they were at a bigger school and on a bigger platform, they probably would be, just above average. You know what I mean? So
Arch Manning, Durrell.
I think I went. He played on a big stage, but I think that the name of the family just protected him
Yeah.
and gave him that status right away.
Yeah.
So the family names usually help you as well.
And getting the 5-star don't mean you're the best player in the country.
Absolutely not.
So I want people to understand that if you got a 5-star, that means you got a lot of damn work to get to where your destination. Because if you're not like mindset of Bryce Underwood, because I know him,
Hmm.
work ethic and desire to be first, don't think you're gonna be a fucking 1st-round draft pick because you got to work.
Hmm.
You can be a 5-star easily,
Yeah.
easily. And the writers might beg the difference, but I see some giving some 5-stars. We know a lot of 5-star DG and shit ain't not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying to my 5-stars, you have to continue
Got to continue
To work.
work.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
you.
And your word got to speak volume. You can say what you want to say about Bryce Underwood, and he can't do this, he can't do that. But trust me, he's going to overcome everything you said he can't, because his mindset and his desire to be first is important to him.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, if you don't want to be first in everything, video games, homework, man, you in the wrong game. Because that 5-star shit gonna be embarrassing. You don't get drafted, you get drafted 5th or 6th round, or you get down and get drafted and get cut. It's not pretty. You got to work harder to sustain that 5-star.
Yeah. And it's funny, DG, a couple of your kids, Enzo and the big D tackle.
McCall,
Yeah, no,
Rogers?
Justin Rogers.
Justin Rogers. I remember following them. I was doing some things for Blackwell, and the crew was following those kids at Sound Mind, but they were middle school kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember, man, as 8th graders, you got cameras following them around, and all of the kids are watching. And I remember having the conversations with both of those young men, and asking them like, "Hey, man, where do you see yourself? 4 or 5 years down the line?" And woo, 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 and humble cats. And it's always interesting, man. Just all of us have been involved with so many kids over the years, and you just never know. You never know, when you see them now, where it's going to be, where they're going to be 6, 7, 8 years down the line.
No, absolutely.
I got it, man. Can you tell my family, my babies out here, what mounts to a good college visit? Because you've been everywhere.
Yeah, from the school perspective or prospect perspective.
Prospect perspective. What we looking for in a recruiting visit? Put it that way.
Yeah, I think what you're looking for in a recruiting visit, what I always look for is just some communication, formal introduction with the coaching staff or the coach at your position, what they're looking for in players, um, a quick message from the head coach, and an opportunity to see how they coach pregame. What I always tell my guys when we go on visits is pay attention to your position. Watch the drills that they're doing in pregame. Those are some of the things that you should be working on daily if you see them doing it at the college level in pregame. But ask them questions from the recruiting, from the host. Most of them are students there. How's the academic life? How is it living on campus? Things of those nature, and just showing the people that's spending their time to come support your program that you appreciate them.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a great visit, and what I'm looking for in a great visit. You get there and you spend quality time with some coaches. Quality time maybe 5 minutes, but at least you can meet
Mm-hmm.
your positional coach. Okay, at least you have a time to conversate and get his Twitter. Okay, someone on the recruiting staff giving informed information about recruiting, what it takes to be a University Johnny Gill prospect, what it takes to play your position. How do we get recruited? Some other schools had a parents panel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know that the parents, I like the school and I want you, this is the best place for you. I don't need that information. I need information that's going to help the 98% of them guys in that room. It's not going to go to the university. I need you guys to give them all informed information, because that make it a good visit, so we can take that information from your university and transport it to my life, to the next college visit. But I mean, DG, they got people coming to a game an hour before the game just to walk on a damn field.
Well, that's marketing. They got to show it off. Because if you go to,
But my word I had highlighted and underlined is recruiting visit, recruiting.
yeah,
So that you just wasted fucking time going walking on the field.
yeah, but we're talking about 18, 16, 17-year-olds. They're going to get impressed by. Now, what you're talking about is what mom and dad appreciate. But you guys know now we're in our 50s where Reg and I are. Take us back to 17, 18. You want to see, you go to Miami and they're flashing the lights. You want to go to Georgia and see all the people on the field and get into all that. So I get your point, but they got it's marketing involved.
And I hear it, but I don't want me and DG do this shit for a living. So we out shaking these bushes for these babies, and I don't want my guy to go there and didn't even meet the coach.
Sure.
And then you watch a game, and then you stay to halftime. So think about it. You stayed to halftime, met no coach, you didn't get no information. You got a bacon burger, cheeseburger, and DG, you got no information.
Sure. But girl, you understood my point as a child.
Yeah, the new generation.
Think about it. When you hear a kid, what do they say? Hey man, what'd you like? What did KJ say back in the day? Oregon. What did he talk about? It wasn't
The uniforms.
It was uniforms. You know what I mean? The cleats and how this. So I was saying, as a young person, the layman person, they're not looking at the things that maybe a more mature person.
I'm represent a lot of kids.
Sure.
And DG does too. I don't want to go to a school that we're watching the fucking game.
Yeah.
I want them to give information. There's a few schools that's given. So I'm going to challenge DG because what we're going to start to do is grade the universities that we do a recruiting visit with. What did you offer? Was it informed information? Because I don't want you to tell me, I want you to come here. This is the best place for you. Why?
Again, I get everything
But
you're saying.
I understand what they're doing.
Right.
It is social media world.
Yes.
And
taking pictures in the uniforms. They're kids. They know what appeals to the kids. Trust me, they do their marketing research.
A lot of kids they just want to go so they can get gloves from the players and wear them in their high school game.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So
yes. But you know what though?
And I get your point.
Oh, you're right.
No, I get your point, but I'm saying you could do that, say, with Central Michigan, Eastern, but you can't go tell University of Michigan or Auburn, hey, you guys need to do this, because they're going to get the pick of the litter regardless.
I agree, but and you're right, but some schools has been doing it.
Sure.
And like I say, I'm gonna get DG. We're gonna come up with a grading system and grade their asses, because the fact is that you gotta make it beneficial. It's so much information. Well, I don't want all the information, but how can I make this team? How can I get a PWO? I mean, we just need get some information, because DG got 3 that's with him. 2 of them can't play at fucking Auburn.
But I think that's where programs like what you got,
That's correct,
and what Daryl has.
That's correct.
I think that starts with guys like you, what you guys do. You're educating the kids and the parents on the process. I wrote a book on recruiting. So I'm telling parents, hey, first of all, if you don't have a Reg or DG, get you a mentor. Get someone that's been through the process, that's been successful in it. Because everybody's ego is so big. The parent now, they got the kid at, Cass Tech, and he's getting a couple offers, so now they know everything. You know what I mean? So get you someone that's been through the process so you be able to ask the right questions. But the point I'm trying to make, most kids, unless they're very mature for their age, they're not going in there asking about, where do you see me at playing in the 3-4, blah, blah, blah. They're just not. They're more worried about the parties and, how many the girls and like DG said, the gloves, going to Notre Dame, asking so and so for their gloves.
So
that's where you guys come in at.
Right. So D, when you go take some kids to a recruiting visits, and you try to get them to be attentive to what's going on, and it pisses me off, D, and they know who the hell I'm talking about. I took some guys to a visit, and they sitting back on the wall and just shooting the shit. Don't even know who their positional coach is. Don't even watch him and see what he's doing. But everybody's asking for offers. I'm going to say this. I'm different in getting offers or helping you get offers. Get involved with your recruiting.
Sure.
Act like you give a rat's rear end, because when you see the coach or your positional coach, if you're talking to him, he go like, wait a minute, now I like this guy. I didn't have a chance to spend a little time. I'm going to call him back. I mean, you just going out there and just looking for gloves and watching, and you just got on social media, I'm going to Tokyo University. Fucking man, get out, man, make your go make work for your money.
But Reg, it even goes back, and Daryl even goes back into even just take away the college visits, but even camps. Going, a lot of kids don't contact the coach before they go to camps. Hey, coach, hey, this is Derek Denham. I go to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. I play this position. I'm this, that, woo, woo, woo. Set that up before you even get there. You go to Sound Mind, Sound Body. It's 2,000 kids. You've got to do something so they can get a little head start on who you are even going into that situation. People don't know what they don't know. And that's why what you guys do, that's what makes it so valuable, because you're training them to get ask the right questions and set things up the right way.
One more question, D. I have kids, parents, more parents than kids. It's because they get invited to a university, DG. That don't mean the university is recruiting. Okay? So what they do, DG, they write a schedule, create a flyer, and I'm going to these 48 schools, don't know a fucking coach. Because they're inviting you, that don't mean that they're recruiting you. Mm-hmm. Who got your video? The kicker coach or your positional coach? So, and do you tell your players before you go anywhere, contact you so you can call the coach?
Absolutely. I mean, that's important, just so that they know you coming, they reviewed your film, and they know that you fit, if you fit in their program or not.
Right. That's so important. That's what I'm saying. People don't know what they don't know. And again, with what you guys do such a great job on, you educate. It's not just about running through cones and running a 40. You know what I mean? It's about establishing those relationships. When you get a kid that can get up there and be articulate and say, hey,
absolutely,
you know what I mean? They can get
ask the right questions,
exactly.
Know what school the coach been at, know what players he coached that went on to play in the NFL. You know, I always tell my guys to have at least 3 questions to ask coach. And one of them is about your development. How can you be as good as one of the best players that they coach, or what makes them special? I think that goes a long way, and it helps you out in that process, because now this kid want to know why such and such was the best. Is he gonna go do that type of work? And what is he gonna go do that type of work? And you know, is he gonna go do that type of work? And what is his makeup? And
Sure.
that just tells you, just those couple of questions kind of tell you about the student athlete and what they're trying to do.
I don't know, man. We just gotta educate our parents about what to do and what not to do, and ask questions. And I don't know. I don't understand, but I know I want schools to get involved more with the recruiting. I'm not asking you to give the whole damn biblical of the recruits.
Sure.
I'm asking you to give information to help them guys proceed in this, because it's NIL, the 5 years doing 5, the eligibility of being in a JUCO. It's just a lot of information that we don't know.
Right.
And this inform people.
And that's why
I think the other thing, Reg, is that they focus is that transfer portal. A lot of people, since they take less high school kids, they're giving them less energy, time, and information, because their priority and focus is that transfer portal.
Sure. DG, who if you had one piece of advice to give to an athlete or a parent that's going through the process, they're not getting the love that they think they should get. You know, that's most people. Well, most of us think we're better than what we are. What would to say they're a junior in high school? What advice would you have for them?
I would keep working, put in more work, and get with someone like a Reg or me that's going to be honest with you and tell you where your son is at currently and where they ceiling is potentially, as long as they work. You know, the thing is, there's not a lot of people being honest with the student athletes as to where they're currently at and
Right.
where they need to go.
Right. Right. And what I tell people all the time, Terrell, is like I said, this is a relationship business.
Absolutely.
And when I tell people about red service or whatnot, and what we're doing, is again, it's so important is to get with someone. If you going to get your car fixed and you need an engine, you're not going to a dentist, right?
Mhm.
You want to go somebody that knows about putting the engine in the car. And it's just I look at this as the same process. You've got to know the questions they ask. You got to know, every camp. You don't need to go to every camp. You know what I mean? Some people get so enamored with the biggest camps or what have you, and knowing that God knows you're not going to be playing at the University of Georgia. So it's just education of the process. Again, getting the physical part is great, but also getting the knowledge of the process is just I think is just as good.
DG guy.
Yeah. And the other thing I would tell them is network. Like
Yes,
relationships are so important, and you never know who is going to be that person that can support you. You
sure,
know, help you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, it may be it's two kids I reached out to that I know I can help.
mm.
Didn't even respond.
See,
So in recruiting, you always want to be formal with everyone because you don't know where your blessings coming from.
that's right. And people are so, and I get it. A lot of people are skeptical of this or this and
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
But look at the track record.
Yeah,
See,
But
all
they
you gotta
don't.
do is look at the track record.
And
absolutely.
I
Right.
totally agree. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't
Right.
know you.
Right.
They don't do enough research on you
Sure.
to understand what you're doing.
Sure.
So they don't trust you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hey, I looked at the kid film. I gave him a text. Like, hey, DM. I say, hey, man, you need to call me because you got some skills, dog.
Sure.
And I'm talking about D1 skills.
Mm-hmm.
And how many offers you got? He said 0. I see why. You do nothing, you don't get nothing. So to get out and get your butt out here and shake these bushes, man, you might get a big acorn fall out of them trees. So,
Right.
hey, not man. So, DG, what if you have to discuss or say something to the parents about recruiting? What would you say? Just something good. What do you say?
Yeah. Give us one little another nugget. Just
Nugget.
one little nugget.
I would tell the parents to be engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that you want to go find someone that has helped multiple people through this process, not someone that just helped their child through it. There's a lot of parents that go get advice because my son just went to USC.
Mm.
Well, my son may have been 6'4".
See,
His situation is not going to be the same as yours.
sure.
And you believe in and trust in them to lead you,
Mm-hmm.
which me and Reggie didn't help hundreds of kids. So we know a lot of situations. We know what's going to come up, what you need to do. And you want to get involved with people that has done it and done it the right way. You know, ask the people that came before them,
Sure.
how did your process go? Were they involved? Or did they just go get the most talented person and put them through the process? Or did they go help them become better players on and off the field?
Sure.
And that's our only concern. I don't give a hell if they go to NFL, but I
Yeah,
want them to
exactly.
get an education and become a better parent, a better father, and to have a better life.
Sure.
And that's why we do this. I don't do this for my brand, the wins, the loss, beating DG. I ain't beat his ass too soon, too many times. But I'm not doing that for that brand. I'm doing it for at least get my kids in school, graduating, get a life, pay back, pay for it. And now we did our job.
Sure.
We did a job.
Let's do this. We got a gentleman. I see he
Hey,
appeared.
Coach Bobby over there. I see you can't hide now.
Coach Bobby Jackson. Unmute your phone, Coach.
You got caught up, didn't you? DG set you up.
Yeah, he set me up, and I just I saw the link on the email. I said, "Oh man," because I was listening to the whole thing.
Sure.
You know, I was very impressed by it, and I just saw the link on my email. I said, "Oh man, let me jump on and just kind of listen what's going on." And y'all saying some good stuff, man. Good
Gerald,
stuff.
do Coach a favor, man. Go ahead and introduce us to, for those that don't know, Coach.
Yeah, yeah. So Coach Jackson is a character development coach. He's the gentleman that I spoke about earlier,
Okay.
that played at Northwestern, and
Sure.
he's been a very important piece to my athlete success and even my success as a mentor and coach. Helped me develop and grow as a person, just off the field and internally. Um, Going through some things that I went through as an athlete and as a youth, to kind of become a better person. So Bobby Jackson is very phenomenal and great at what he does in that mental health space.
Coach Jackson, welcome to the show. First and
Hey,
foremost.
appreciate it, guy.
So you heard us talking to Mr. Payne, another
Mhm,
health professional, wellness
mhm.
professional, mental
Yeah.
professional, shall I say? Chime in on the conversation if you don't mind about some of the things that we talked about. Wherever you want to go with that, chime in on that.
Well, when me and DGG got together 3 years ago, and we saw how the landscape was changing and changing fast. A lot of stuff we predicted from day one.
Mhm.
What was going to happen with the athletes and the pressure with the transfer portal happening, the extended years that they will have of eligibility that was going to happen, that high school kids was going to get screwed out of the situation because of the transfer portal, and extended time as far as eligibility with the guys are there. So the pressure on, if I would give anything to high school athletes right now, is sorry, my wife here just getting something out of my printer.
That's
But
all.
yeah. She's a teacher, so she got to get some stuff for school. But anyway, the number one thing I like to express, like the parents, they need to understand that you have to be a professional day one as a D1 athlete. And that's what they don't understand. I mean, it was a time when I came out, they gave you 2 years to mature and grow.
Sure.
That kid was like, okay, they'll be ready by the end of their sophomore year, junior year. They got a little couple of things they need to iron out, kind of grow maturity wise. But right now, since they're paying you
Mm.
and they're giving you that NIL, you got to be professional day one.
Absolutely.
So if you got character flaws and issues that you know that your child has, you got to get them worked out, right? Because coaches now are not wasting time on developing you.
Not
They
at all.
have no time. I mean, it was a time when coaches, even assistant coaches, they got 2 to 3 years on their contract. You know what I'm saying, to develop.
Right.
Now it's a football season.
Sure.
Because they're not putting out a unit that's helping the team win. Now boosters can buy teams and reshape rosters. They expect you to win immediately.
Yeah.
Why? So that means they're expecting professionals.
Mm.
So if you know your kid has some character flaws, being consistent, got attitude issues, not coachable, integrity is trash. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
All that stuff, hanging around the wrong crowd,
That's right.
doing some stuff they know they shouldn't be doing. This is the time now to get that fixed, because that's the difference between you getting that opportunity and not. Because I always tell people, talent may get you the opportunity, but character's going to keep it.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
going to keep it.
Amen.
So you have to start training your character with the same type of intensity as you do your athletic part. And that's what we're not seeing, and then it's end up catching them later, if they are have the opportunity where they, got a little athletic ability and they are one of the 300 that can actually be on a D1 roster out of high school. What happens? You know what I'm saying? They get there, character issues come up. They can't handle the mental adversity of things because people kept, coddling them and everything was great for them in high school and they could just get through. So everybody wants to be that 5-star athlete, but they don't understand the expectation of that.
Absolutely.
Mm.
So you saying, Coach Jackson, is that we need to be putting on classes for parents. Know their
Absolutely.
role. Yes.
Absolutely. Because the thing about it is, you focused on the money and opportunity, but you're not focused on the systems of getting there
That's
and
correct.
keeping it.
That's right.
right? You've already spent the money. You got a kid, man, that's great and it's good, and that's all you talking about is, man, when they get this, they can get that. Look what old boy got. Look what Bryce Underwood got.
Oh,
That's what we going to get. We going to get that bag. We going to get that bag. But you haven't looked up under the hood of who Bryce Underwood is.
absolutely.
Go.
That's why he is trusted to run the Big Blue.
Yep.
Not just his athletic talent, it's what's under the hood. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's the stuff we have to start training early, especially in our community, because we know we have deficiencies,
That's right.
right? So if we got kids that are in fatherless households, we need to start vetting that, right? How are you with authority? You get what I'm saying?
Sir.
How are you with constructive criticism? Right? We're measuring these things, right? Because coaches don't have that time to mentor you anymore. They're not taking their time to mentor you in college anymore. You know, their job is first to put products on the field. Now, I talked to a lot of coaches in college that they miss that because they miss the heart of coaching.
Sure.
You know, getting a kid that's great and watching them grow and, you know what I'm saying, and feel accomplished. No, it's none of that. So it's robbing them from an intimate experience as well.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? So you want so to make that experience good for you as the player and good as the coach, you have to come prepared, right? You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You have to come prepared, and a lot of them are not. You know, and a lot of them don't take it seriously, right? Because this is the deal. If we start working on your character with your child, the number one reason why they avoid it, because we're gonna start opening up some skeletons in the parents' closet.
Ooh. Preaching.
But see, this is the thing. But see, this is the thing, guys. Because I always tell people in these hard conversations, I'm gonna have to give you a carrot, so you have the want to be able to do what I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
So the carrot is you want to build the most powerful and strong team.
Yep.
When you're going into college. You see what I'm saying? The parents are healthy, right? The parents is focused. They got some financial self-control. You know, they done dealt with some issues that they have, might be driving their son to live out their dream through that child, putting pressure on them.
Yes,
you
sir.
get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know, they all this or putting that pressure on their kid to be the savior of the family and the community.
Ooh, talk it.
Sure.
You understand? Center. So you want to build the strongest team going in and what that looks like, right? So you know what happens there? It's funny how the chain of command happens. That once you start on that process, you know what the parents gonna do? They're gonna choose wisely who's advising them.
Absolutely.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying? Because there's more people out there that's lined up for you to get the bag, but not lining up, but don't have the tools to make you be a full team, to make you be a full business.
Yeah, well-rounded individual.
It's only a few of them. That's the DGs. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's for the details, the consistency, thinking about stuff 10, 15 years down the line.
There you go.
No, you got everybody out there teach you how to get the bag. You get what I'm saying? But if that's all you talking about in your home, that means you're going to listen to a whole lot of people. And then the person you're going to listen to is the one that's going to be enticing you, saying they can give you the biggest one.
And that's where they come that mental awareness in.
That's what awareness is. But if you working on building that team and what it looks like, you're just not going to go to anybody. Because you're going to go to somebody who's actually done it.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So what we got to do is start reshaping expectations, our community, how we want to take advantage of this opportunity. It is huge for us. 75% of us is playing in that league.
Absolutely. Yep.
Why we ain't cashing in?
Good point.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Because our focus and goals are off. Because we haven't dealt with those issues, early. So we can start reframing goals, reframing legacy goals.
Amen.
If that makes sense.
Coach Jackson, let me ask you this question.
Go
As
ahead.
far as Darryl Graham is concerned, what drew you to him?
Man, we were like-minded. We were like-minded in how we saw kids and their
Vision.
development.
Vision, yeah.
We were like-minded in our hearts to the process. We didn't sugarcoat anything to each other. You know, we told the truth.
Mm.
That was a big part. The accountability part is huge. You know, and one of my backgrounds too is training too. I used to be a strength coach and all that stuff for years. I stopped moving to this space about 10 years ago because I'm just older. But so I got time pushing around weights. But we had the same philosophy in training when I went to watch these workouts. The same philosophy in training. So I saw his heart, and I've never done this with anybody because I always thought I was the best trainer ever. So I see somebody like me or equivalent, I ain't fooling with it. So I saw him. I was like, he's the one. And he said, oh man, I need a piece to kind of help me with mental health and all that stuff and strength and character. I said, I can give you that. So it's one of them things is hand in hand, and and I stand behind him 100% because I know what he's going to do.
That's right.
I know what he's going to say. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when I'm around him, I know he's protecting my name. You see what I'm saying? And he knows I'm protecting his name for our behavior outside of each other.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I've fired a whole lot of coaches just for that reason. If you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
for me,
That makes
I'm not for you.
Well.
You don't need to be here.
Well.
So
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Well.
so that's what I would say was it was all God sent. It just came out, a friend of us linked up and we talked and I did a thing for his parents and then we liked what was said and we talked some more, talk every day, about what's going on in the industry and all our predictions 3 years before and trying to put systems in place for the parents. It's been hard. It's been hard trailing because you battling against a lot of mistrust and bad information.
Sure.
You battling uphill, but God is good. He ain't gonna make it easy for you. He ain't gonna make that mountain easy for you to climb. You see what I'm saying? But we still climbing, so that means we're doing something right.
Doing something right, yeah.
Doing something right.
And we're going to accept that challenge. So that leans to me and DG top 250 camp. I mean, it leans to our summer camp because we got our conversation. We got Coach Jackson.
Yeah.
We speak volume. We speak the same language. Language. I might say more a little aggressive than you do. When you get mad, you gonna say it. I may say, "Get your, what over here."
Right.
What over here? No, I'm gonna say something else. So we got the same mindset. So we got some things in the fire, me and DG, and it's about time to turn that corner, man. Because
it is.
We just been saving souls with this football, and he put us in a situation to help. So
that's great.
On that.
So that's awesome.
We got something for you, Coach Jackson, coming up.
All right, well, good, man. I appreciate it. I'm happy to serve, man, at any time I can. And like I said, I want to serve in good ground. I'm very, very, very intentional about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I don't throw my seeds everywhere. I expect a return.
No doubt.
so I choose wisely. So I think this is good ground, and I'm excited about it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks for partaking in the conversation. You definitely you provided some well-needed nuggets as well, Coach. And hey, please come back anytime.
I bless y'all, man. Just contact me anytime. I'll be here quick.
Okay.
No doubt.
I got you. DG, you in trouble now, baby.
Hey, Daryl, do us a favor, man.
Close it out, baby.
Red said you had a book, right?
He do. He got the book.
Talk a little bit about that for us.
Yeah, so I wrote a book years ago, and I was supposed to publish it 4 or 5 years ago. Never did, and I just kept getting all these calls from parents and people and coaches and athletes asking me questions about recruiting.
Sure.
And so what I did was, you got all these people with these podcasts telling you about recruiting, but they're only giving you tidbits, not really telling you the full story, and not really telling you what's important in recruiting. And so I created a book called Mastering College Recruiting for parents, athletes, and trainers. and talk about NIL as well. And the book pretty much kind of gives the parent a chapter by chapter things that are important for your child, like Reggie say, to be that 5 star:
Sure.
integrity, discipline, um, you know, getting up on time, extra workouts, all those things. And in the in the NIL area, kind of talk about not focusing solely on the money or just that deal, and not just going to buy jewelry and clothes, but investing that money into apartment complex on that university,
Mm.
renting out rooms to your teammates so that you can keep most of that money by the time you graduate. You sitting on a large lump sum instead of, hey, I got to go get this Corvette, I got to go get this new chain, I got to go get these Gucci shoes.
Sure.
Start letting your money work for you. So just a snippet of Rich Dad Poor Dad for
Mm.
student athletes.
Love it. Love it. Where can they purchase the book?
The book is on Amazon .com. Just mastering college recruiting for athletes, parents, and trainers.
Perfect. And then again, what we'll do, Reg, is post his information as well, so folks they need to purchase that book, because, like, I think the theme of this whole conversation has been, you know, the overall well-being of a student athlete, football player.
Mhm.
So what you offer in that book, I'm sure, like you said, you just don't just touch on, cones and running the 40. You touching on a little bit of everything, the whole player, the whole process. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, just the person things that they could be doing, getting them up early in the morning,
Sure.
doing push-ups, making sure the schoolwork is done, just all those little things. You start that early, you kind of build a foundation. And that foundation is everything. And if you can start, if you have a child that want to play sports, well, one of the biggest things is discipline.
Mm.
You know, one of the other things is integrity, being on time, outworking others, just all those little things I've used in my career and I've instilled in my athletes. I just kind of put it all in the book and, wanted to educate other people.
Love it. Do you ever get back to Wayne State?
I hadn't been over there since it's been a minute. I'll get back over there soon. I told them they need to go ahead and put me on the advisory board for the head coaching hire, but they don't like to listen to me. So like I feel like the program is not headed in the right direction that I left it. What a lot of people don't know is
Mm.
when I was at Wayne State, I brought a lot of Detroit kids back. That's when the program started winning, and the most wins in 20 years. 2 years after I left is when they went to the national championship.
Mhm.
And that's because the focus was on the kids in the community and just supporting them.
Sure. Now, is Wheatley still there, right?
Yeah, Wheatley's still there.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
As of today, I don't know if he got the Sam Pittman call
I just saw
or
that Sam.
the Deshaun Foster call, but as of now, I think he's still there.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I think who did they win this week?
I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hadn't checked yet. I don't think they won yet. But even with that, I just feel like whoever the head coach at Wayne State should always reach out to the alumni.
Mm.
Tyrone Spencer, uh, who's an alumni. I'm an alumni. Drake Bell, alumni. Like we should always be a part of that program in some capacity to support,
Mhm.
whatever that new vision is, or help turn it around. You know what I mean?
You're gonna need it now because you're gonna need to bring some positive reinforcement in there because they getting their ass whooped. You're gonna
Exactly.
need some, some lum and just to get them guys some confidence that they can get
Yeah.
it done because you guys win the championships.
Yeah. And I mean, we had I mean, 3 of the guys on the team is one of my business partner in my tech company. We got the largest battery charging company in the Midwest.
Mm.
And they hadn't invited us on campus, hadn't invited us to talk to the team, but it started there in that football building of Wayne State University.
Well, all right. Well, hey man, you as always, you bring a lot of valuable information. Obviously, you author of a book. I didn't know you was into tech, so I just learned something new about you. Um,
Jack of all trades, master, master of running the football. That's it.
That's a good one.
hey, but you doing it, bro, and you've helped a lot of young men over the years. And like I said, I definitely know a few of them that have benefited from that relationship. So again, we appreciate having you on the show, man, and you family again. And anytime, hey, you more than welcome.
Hey, I think you 2-0. I mean, against me or 1-0.
2-0.
Okay, so this
Oh, you wait. I want to make sure I'm clear. He's 2-0 against you, Reg.
Yeah.
Oh, so he whooped that ass twice.
whooped that ass twice.
Okay.
Whooped that ass twice.
That's good information.
You know, what I mean, little brother can whoop that ass twice.
Yeah.
But, it's a third
Sure.
time. It's gonna be fourth time. Hey, I'm gonna see him again. This Atlanta, Georgia. We're gonna be down there that
Okay.
first week in Georgia.
Okay.
Hey, but honestly, it is no record, there's no score. We all won because we got the kids out there and compete.
I love that. That's a great political answer, bro.
No.
But yeah, you notice he knew what that score was, though, right?
Hey, the kids ain't gonna forget it. You know what I mean? Belt the ass, coach. Belt the ass.
I love
So
it.
we'll be back there next year. So we're gonna get them all down there Thursday, that night before. Go to Cam Newton's place, the cigar bar, have a good time, and then we bet dinner on it. Who wins or lose? You know what I mean?
Okay, I mean I got to stay an extra day.
And you
That's,
that's worth
that's usually my birthday weekend, Reggie.
that is correct.
So
And
nine
your
times
parents live down there too.
times out of 10, I'm gonna win.
See?
Ooh.
See? There it is.
Yeah. 9 times 10. It just depends on how you're gonna win.
There you go.
The business meeting Thursday night and the food is Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a birthday dinner out of you somehow.
You ain't somehow,
see?
that's right. That's all right. Well, we be seeing you again, baby.
No, absolutely.
All right, so let's talk soon, man. I love you, big dog, and I appreciate you, baby.
All right, for sure. Love you too. Y'all
Thank-
take care. Appreciate
Thanks, bro.
everything.
Appreciate you. No
Take
doubt.
care.
All right.
100. Man, that was good stuff, man.
All right.
This turned into a mental health therapy session, man. I mean, it started off with Mr. Payne, and then obviously DG chimed in, and his one of his mentors,
Bobby
Mr.
Jackson.
Jackson, chimed in as well. So I didn't know we was going down this path today, but that was good information. Something a little different for us.
Yep. So let's finalize this and go through a little bit football, high school football,
Let's do it.
and talk about top 5 teams
Yeah,
that you see. And
the first 5 weeks.
yeah, I mean, that's been looking good. I mean, Catch Tag,
Mm-hmm.
CC is 1 and 2.
Would you say they what?
1 and number 2.
Oh, okay, number 1 and number 2,
Catch
right?
Tech is 1. And
Yeah, CC is 2
CC
now.
is number 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. Eisenhower's playing great.
Mm-hmm.
Concerned about their quarterback just got hurt. West Bloomfield's been undefeated.
Sure.
Been playing very well. Farmington beat Seaholm. They 4-1.
Wow.
They have 2 players, man. Just some big ass DNs. It's the Drago Cole kid and then the Miles Smith kid.
Mm-hmm.
You got the little Christian Gillian kid, the little receiver, the Singateri's nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gillian.
Okay.
He's a little KJ
Chris.
type kid.
Mm-hmm.
And Farmington is doing some good things. Divine Child is undefeated.
I seen that.
They beat Jackson Lumen Christian.
That was a good game.
Good game.
Sante, can you put that back on the screen?
I got on mine, Sante.
Perfect.
So, Divine Child did a great job, beat them 14-13. They won
Mm-hmm.
for the first time, for a long time, beating Lumen Christian. And Drew Sheraton had a great-ass game. The young fella, can't forget my Ray down there. Ray had a nice 80-yard touchdown.
Sure.
Amir did it good. jack of all trades, master of everything. Fucking Marcello Vitti had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, my unsung hero, man, he don't get enough love, man, is John Carlos out there killing it, man. And your abilities is not going unsound or seen, baby.
Sure.
Trust me. And they're doing a really good job. They got a big game. I think they're in Toledo this week. And then they got Harper Woods if they can make the playoff.
Yeah.
So Harper Woods is going to be out there, and it'll be good. It'll be a great matchup. And then
We starting to get to the nitty gritty.
we get to nitty gritty, you know what I mean?
Because we missed last week, and obviously it was some big games.
Yeah.
Not this past week, but the week
Last
before.
week before, St.
And
Mary's.
that you had Cass and King,
Yeah.
and then that little Sebastian.
Now, the Cass and King game. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Sure.
C.J. Saller gave 21 points,
Mm-hmm.
20 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know they ain't scored the second day,
I seen that.
and you know they ain't had a lot of yards neither.
Seen that too.
So King had more yards.
Sure.
So that means they're gonna have to play in a desert
Neutral
by
site.
themselves. No, they're gonna play a desert. They gotta get away from everybody
Yeah.
because that's gonna be a hell of a game.
And that's sad because us playing as an athlete, you feed off that energy.
Yeah.
And now you got to go play in a
a mutual site.
mutual site, probably no fans.
What it might be Ford Field because they play them in because of the city championship.
Okay.
Because now, if King was in the game 27-20
Sure.
without the number one running back, because he
Sure.
didn't play, he's been hurt,
Mm-hmm.
it is going to be very interesting. Now, I'm a Coach Russ fan, and he's coaching his ass off the last 4 or 5 years.
No
there.
doubt.
And it's going to be hard to beat that guy. But
Well,
TP is TP is one of my special guys. And it's going to be interesting to see what happened in that championship
He
game.
finds a way. Even when you think of a loaded cast team, man, TP finds a way to either pull it out or at least be close every time. And it amazes me.
No doubt. But so it's some interesting teams. Divine Child, I can't wait to see what you guys going to do.
Sure.
You know who else is playing great? Grand Blank.
Yeah.
They 5-0. A 5-0.
I don't know.
Jake Merle been playing well. He's the driver of the Cadillac.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He has not crashed into the wall yet, but he been balling. I think week 8, they played Davison.
Davison, that's going to be a hell of a
interesting.
game.
It's gonna be a hell of a game around that time because Davison is undefeated as well. But it's going to be interesting.
And they got some more firepower
Oh, no doubt.
coming in. But we'll leave that alone
No
for
doubt. Now we don't tell no secret. You know what I mean?
now. Right.
So we will do whatever we need to do. We need to keep on grinding and watch the next top dogs. And I got to speak on Catholic Central.
Yeah. Because that St. Mary's, we knew going into that was the game of the week.
You can't deny the defensive lineman, the offensive lineman of that program.
Sure.
I watched them at St. Mary. They threw the damn ball 11 times or 12 times. CC, did it against De La Salle.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Gash threw the ball 6 times out of 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
They have a weakness in their program. But that's showing the hell them defensive linemen, Jack Janda, Benny, they are kicking butt.
Yeah. But and here's the thing about that St. Mary's Catholic Central game. And forgive me if I'm misquoting this, but I think they scored like almost 30 points in the first half. They didn't score in the second half.
No.
And most of the points that the Catholic Central got, Reds, were explosive plays.
That's right.
So you take away those explosive 4 or 5 plays, it's a totally different game.
And guess what happened? They did the same thing in De La Salle last week.
Yeah.
So right now, Cass is 1 and CC is 2.
Sure.
And they playing good football. So shout out to CC staff and may not respect a lot of shit you do, but I like what you're doing. You know what I mean? So you're doing a good job.
Sure.
But let's see what happens next week. And I think Brother Rice got CC this weekend, and Brother Rice is playing.
They're playing better.
playing better. They got to play better offense.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, I'm gonna say it, and they got to play better offensive football. They got to play smart, strategic football. Stay consistent, bend but don't break on defense,
Sure.
and allow your athletes to work. You got to feed that big ass Christian Marshall. You got to give that young. He's the young gun. Feed him.
Yeah.
Feed him. There's no way in the hell you should not go to him when it's final on the game is on the line. Go to him.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
It's a freshman.
it's freshman, and he don't act like a freshman.
True. Well, he got good bloodlines.
Yeah,
mean,
I call him old soul. He got a little old soul.
great bloodlines with the Marshall brothers and uncles. But they definitely improved. They're not the Brother Rice of last year. So whoever they play from this point on, it's not just you can just put a W in the column. You're gonna definitely have to earn it. So
No doubt.
good for those guys over there.
Did I miss anything? The surprise high schools. And I think I gave that surprise high school. I got give you a couple.
Sure, please.
The Farmington High Schools.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Divine Child is one of my others.
Do you look at them as a surprise, Divine Child?
Yeah, they never had this. They never had a winning season. Like they have not been like this in a long time.
Well, I guess what I'm
Surprise.
saying, you know the players that they had. I mean, coming into the year, the VDs, all the VDs, and Drew, and
They 5-0. So
Yeah.
if when they play their next big game, then we can determine. They got a Toledo team coming up as well,
sure.
and we determine where they go, how they go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But they won them a surprise team. Grand Blank's surprise as hell too.
Doing well.
And you know who else is playing well? They figuring the shit out. What's Bloomfield?
Yeah, now that's a big
That's
surprise.
a surprise. What's Bloomfield?
Because a lot of
playing
people
well.
didn't think they were going to be that good this year.
Well, Jackson Carver been playing great. He's got a little more consistent,
Sure.
a little more confidence. But the defense is playing lights out.
Sure.
Ron Jones has been playing over there. They've been doing a great job over there. But West Bloomfield is one of my surprises as well.
Definitely.
Eisenhower is a surprise because of the fact they lost. They had two quarterbacks. They had no quarterbacks.
Oh.
So now they playing with a transfer. Just got hurt, and now the young guys coming in. So they 5-0,
Sure.
and they got Keaton Doodle and Braylon Burnside.
Doing
They've
it.
been balling.
Wow.
So it's going to be interesting and see how things go and progress
Sure.
in the next couple of weeks.
Sure. I agree with everything you just said. I think a team like I wouldn't call them a surprise because, like I told you, they're they do well every year. As Macomb, Dakota. They
So since you brought that up,
yes, sir.
I went to Dakota versus Chippewa Valley.
Sure.
I love all you guys, but Dakota is okay. The game is going to determine who the best is. Probably this weekend is Eisenhower and Dakota,
Dakota's undefeated, right?
and Eisenhower is.
Mm.
So I watched Dakota, and it wasn't nothing special, but they well coached.
Sure.
The coach, the quarterback, he played well, and then I just didn't see anything. Chippewa had a running back that was phenomenal,
Yeah.
little bitty scat cat.
Yeah. And they're not the Chippewa.
No,
years
no,
ago.
but Brady Collins is making some good throws. The sophomore JoJo played great, and he's probably the best receiver on that team.
Sure.
And this is what I saw from the field.
Sure.
But Terry got something. He just gotta find it and pull it out. He got a good talent.
So it sounds like what you're saying is the winner of that game, then that's kind of going to solidify
That Mac
in your mind who they are.
yeah,
Okay.
Dakota as well. I totally correct.
Sure.
Dakota as
Okay.
well as Eisenhower.
Okay.
And it's going to be a great. So whatever that game is, that's going to be the game of my week for me
Okay.
because that's interesting.
Sure. I want to go back and we keep doing this, Reg. I don't know why it's so hard for us to remember this guy, but Dakota.
I said Dakota.
Did you say Dakota?
Yeah, hell yeah, I said Dakota.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't know you had him in your
Oh, hell yeah.
Mr.
Hell yeah.
Football. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because he's been killing
I
it.
just watched the one hand catch against
Killing it.
Southfield.
Killing it.
So
Yeah. You know what? Matter of fact, you did.
you
did.
give me love.
Yeah, my bad.
And my grandma said, "Give me a love,
That
little
old age
love,
is
baby.
kicking in, bro.
Give me
The old age is
little
kicking in.
love."
But he's just killing it right now. And to be an underclassman, yeah, he's doing some amazing things. So
Well, We about to see what's going to jump off. When do Cavs figure out what Cavs play King again? It's going to be a different game.
Well, that'll be at the end, towards the end. It's coming up in about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. And I think Celine in 2 weeks have Harper Woods.
Oh, it's gonna be a game. Good
It'll be a game.
That's
Now-
gonna be an offensive.
Celine weakness is Harper Woods' strength.
Okay,
Secondary is good, but not great.
gotcha.
The running back just broke his ankle. I don't think he's
Ooh.
going to play.
Okay,
But the offensive defensive line is strong for Celine, but not strong for Harper Woods.
okay,
Harper Woods is young at the O line.
sure. So it
got
sounds
one
like they
senior.
both have the same strengths
Absolutely.
because obviously Celine's strength is their offense with Tommy Carr and the tight end, correct?
Yeah.
So how strong is Harper Woods on the defensive side of the ball?
They have the best skill in probably in the state.
Oh, okay.
Corner, secondary, linebacker. They're just a small SD line.
Small, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting how that game goes. It's a test for Harper Woods. It's a test for Celine.
Sure.
Now, Harper Woods in that division going to have to worry about Goodrich again because they 5-0 again,
Definitely.
and they well
They
coached.
They put it on them last year. Yeah.
Yeah, so they be back again.
Sure.
So it's going to be interesting. See can Nate Rochler, he wins another championship.
Sure.
See how that works out.
Sure. Sure.
So
Well, another great week, man. Look forward to some great football next weekend. Like I said, we're getting close to the nitty gritty now.
oh, no doubt.
We got about maybe three regular season games left. And man, this football season has flew by.
Quick.
It's quick, so it's about to get really interesting, crunch time. So, great show. Our guy Michael Storm says, "What up, guys? Thank you for another week of great info for players and families." Yeah, it was great talking to Mike, and just overall great show, man. We learned a lot, and we'll definitely be back same time, same place next week.
Save?
Next week.
Yes.
Okay. So, hey, we appreciate everybody locking in, chiming in. Again, we can't reiterate enough. This is for you all. The information we provide, the guests, just incredible information I wish I would have had years ago. And we encourage you all to follow us, share what we're doing, and call in. Don't be shy. So, appreciate you, everybody. Reg, much love, man.
Peace, peace.
Thank you for all your support, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
And we're going to do it again next week.
All right.
Cool?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Peace, love.
And hair grease.
Holla.